Hello LAM family, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you're watching this video because you have made it through nursing school, and if that's the case, then congratulations on your success. I'm so happy for you, and it's just one more step to go for you to be a registered nurse. Whether you're studying for an LVN exam, whether you're studying for an RN exam, these tips are going to be helpful to you. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is, whether you're going to be studying in your house or you're getting out, I just want you to keep this in mind. Make sure you find a quiet study area. If you're able to find somewhere in your house that you can make sure you know stay focused and not so much distraction. But if you're not able to do this at home, then maybe you need to get out, whether it's to a public library, whether it's to a cafe, wherever you can find, because you're really gonna need to stay focused so that you can do everything that you need to do to make sure you pass this exam in your very first attempt. I remember when I graduated, I was super excited because I was like, ooh, this is done. Now it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder, but then there's just one more hurdle, making sure that I pass this NCLEX. So I'm going to share with you some tips that I used to study. It really worked. How I know it worked, I was able to pass my exam on my very first attempt with just 75 questions. Yes, nerve-wracking, scary, anxiety, everything, whatever you can name, I had, but thankfully I made it, and I hope that this works. So let's get started. The thing that I did was I made sure that I got the Saunders NCLEX review book. This is very good. It's straight to the point. The information is just easy to go through, and the questions were great. So make sure that you go through every single first of all, what you want to do is find what areas you're weak in. You need to be able to do this assessment, because these are the areas that you want to focus on when you first start studying. Make sure you have them all out of the way. You don't want to start off with where you know you're very strong, because then you'll just be wasting time, and you don't want to waste time at this point. So if you know your weakness is in pharmacology area, medications and stuff, make sure that you start off with this section first. Understand them, do so many. When it comes to studying for pharmacology for NCLEX, make sure you just study the medications by class. Don't waste time studying medications individually, because it's just so many medications, you'll never be able to get through that. So make sure you by class, okay? So if you're studying, go through like beta blockers, what are the actions, what are the common side effects, and if you're going through like psych meds, like the tricyclics, the SSRIs, just make sure you go through them by class, major side effects, and you know, things like that. Okay, so the Saunders review was very helpful to me. I went through all of them, and then I did the questions, and as I did the questions, I made sure that I went through the rationale. Make sure you go through the rationale, read them, and see why this answer is the right answer. The other thing I did was I took the Kaplan NCLEX review. I know it's very expensive. A lot of people don't do it because it's very expensive, but the good thing about Kaplan is that it teaches you strategies on how to answer questions. This was my weakness when I was in school. I was, you know, a good student. I made sure I always studied all my content, and I can go through something with you and explain everything, and it shows that I understand what I'm studying and I know the stuff. But when it comes to taking exams, for some reason, it was just so hard, you know, to decide. And especially when it came to nursing questions, you know, nursing questions, sometimes you look at the answers, everything looks, you know, correct to you. You're like, well, what is the right answer? Everything looks like it's right here, but there is the, you know, one choice that is, you know, the best out of it all. So this is what Kaplan did for me. Kaplan was able to teach me strategies on how to, you know, approach some of these questions and how to select the right answer. It taught me how to, you know, prioritize, and, you know, how to eliminate, you know, what choices I thought was wrong. And it was really, really, really helpful for me, guys. So you know who you are, you know what type. So just know, if you are someone who struggles with taking exams, then I suggest, or I recommend, that you do Kaplan or any type of review that's gonna teach you strategies. I only knew of Kaplan at the time, so which was why I did it. I made sure that I saved that money while I was in nursing school, and I said this is just gonna be for my Kaplan once I finish, so that I can just pay for my exam and not have to worry about how it was going to be paid for. So if you're in school right now and you're thinking about NCLEX, just make sure you put, you know, something on the side towards that review if you really want to do it, okay? But Kaplan will teach you strategies, and they have so many questions as well. You'll have access to their online their site, where you can go and do so many questions and go over the thing that worked for me. We did some reviews, so make sure that you take advantage of those too. If your school is doing review classes, make sure you attend these review classes. Use the book that they give you for that review class, and answer the questions as much as you can to go through it. And then what else that I did was, I went to the national exams website. It's the NCSBN, so it's the National Council for State Board of Nursing. So these are the people that make the NCLEX exam. So they have practice questions on their website. So you can go on the website. It's ncsbn.org. You can go on their website and review, read everything up on the NCLEX exam. And I think you have to pay a little fee, if I remember. And then they'll give you access to practice exams. And then you have a certain period of time where you should be able to do all these questions. So they're really good questions. They kind of like simulate the NCLEX exam. So if you practice these questions over and over, you go over them, you review them, they will help you to see how prepared you are towards the NCLEX exam. So that way you'll start to find out, you know, how well you're doing in answering the questions. And then you'll be like, oh my God. Don't worry, don't get stressed out. The first time you take the exam, you might not do so well. It's okay. This is why you're studying for the exam. This is where you're gonna start seeing what areas you're weak in, what areas you're strong in, and then you look at this result, you look at the grade, and it would also give you like a review as to what areas you didn't do so well, what areas you did so well, and you can always just go back and focus on the areas that you didn't do so well, so you can keep practicing more questions on those areas, okay? But so these are the things that I did, and they were so helpful to me. How I know I was able to pass in my very first attempt. Before the day of your scheduled test, make sure that you don't stress yourself out. You're not going crazy about trying to read so much. Just believe in all the studying that you've done. Believe in yourself. Try to relax. Take a deep breath. If you need to go out and get yourself a massage, just try to have a relaxing day. Okay, don't use this day to try to memorize everything that you have to memorize. Just trust in yourself that you have done your best. You have prepared to the best of your ability for this exam, and just relax, okay? Don't do anything. If you listen to music, relax, and don't, you know, stress yourself out, because you want your brain, your mind, or whatever it is to be relaxed, to be calm. And that way when you go into the exam, you know, you're able to just remember and recollect everything that you have studied. And the day of the exam, try not to be nervous. Go in, do your check-in. When you sit in front of that computer, if you believe in prayers throughout your studying process, just pray. I did a lot of praying before, during, after. On the day of my exam, I sat in front of that computer and I just prayed to God, and I said, God, please just bring me to remembrance of everything that I have studied. All right, I know you've brought me this far and you're not gonna let me down now. So take a deep breath and go through. Your very first question is the most important. All right, I think they said how this computer exam works is that they will assess you based on how you answer the questions. So depend on what questions you're getting right or wrong will determine what your next question is. So just take your time, read each question, think about the answers, go through every single answer, think about it. Go back to, you know, don't read too much into the questions. Don't try to add your own, what if this is what the question is. No. Whatever you see in front of you is what the question is. Don't read into it. Don't add your own. Don't take off. Go straight to the point. Look at the question and then read all the choices that you have and just focus on that. Do your process of elimination and try to select the best answer possible. Okay. So if you get more than 75 questions, don't freak out. Okay, it's just giving you more chance to try to prove yourself to decide. So you can still pass. A lot of people got more than 75 questions and they pass. Some people will go all the way to the 265 questions and they still pass. All right, so try not to be nervous. Still, you know, maintain your calm. Go through every single question. Do your best to answer every single question right until your computer goes off. Okay, so I hope these tips help out and you're going to pass. Try not to be nervous. All right, I wish you the best of luck and you're going to be a great nurse. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. Stay blessed. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please continue to be safe. Okay, thank you guys. Bye.